Hey everybody! So today we're going to continue dividing polynomials, monomials, and all those, and we're just advancing and moving to more advanced questions than the ones we were doing last video where I did monomials divided by other monomials. So now, as you know, as I mentioned last time, polynomials and monomials are very important in representing different relationships between variables. So you can have a consistent formula and just have different inputs that will match, that'll have certain solutions for the formulas, which can then be used to model many things, which you'll learn about later. So let's begin practicing. Okay. So it's the same rules as using monomials divided by other monomials. But this time there's just more terms to divide by. So let's try a simple example, right? So let's do 5x cubed minus 3x squared plus 7x. And let's divide this by x. Well, knowing the quotient rule, which is an exponent rule, and since there's no quotients that we have to divide because this is a 1 and everything divided by 1 is itself, we can just subtract an x from all the x values. So we have 5x squared minus 3x plus 7. Awesome. How about we have 12x to the power 5 plus 9x to the power 4 minus 6x cubed divided by, let's make this more apparent of a line, negative 3x cubed. So now we have coefficients, which is not a problem because we treat coefficients just like the numbers they are. So the first one is 12 divided by negative 3. Well, it's going to be negative 4, and the x is x to the power 5 minus 3, so that's going to be x squared. And we have plus, now, not a plus, right? Because we have a 9 divided by negative 3, and that's just going to be a negative 3, and x to the power 4 minus x cubed is just simply x. And then we have negative 6 divided by negative 3, and that's going to be positive 2. And since this is x cubed divided by x cubed, they just cancel out. So the final answer is negative 4x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay. So as you can tell, they just build on the last video's monomials divided by monomials, and the questions just get bigger, but that's completely fine. Just a little bit more, a few more steps, and that's that. So let's try another one. 20m power 3 n to the power 5 minus 16m to the power 4 times n cubed plus 8m cubed n cubed divided by 4m squared n squared. Well, let's start with the first value. 20 divided by 4 is going to be 5. And then m cubed divided by m squared is just simply m. And then n to the power 5 divided by n to the power 2, n cubed. So we have our first one. So then we have negative 16 divided by 4. Negative 4. M to the power 4 divided by m squared is just m squared. And then we have n cubed divided by n squared, just leaves one n left. Okay, 8 divided by 4 is 2. M cubed divided by m squared. M, same with the n. Awesome, and that's that. Now let's get into some more not realistic, but more, I guess, applicable parts of this question. So say we have a rectangle, and the area of said rectangle is 50 x squared y minus 20 xy squared, and we have the length, which is 10xy. Now, we're trying to find out the width. Well, we know the formula for a rectangle is area equals length times width. Now, if we're trying to find the width, we're going to move the L to the other side. So the width is going to equal, since length is multiplied by width, we're just going to divide both sides by L to get rid of the L on the width side. So it's going to be area divided by length. Well, let's plug that into the equation. So width equals 50x squared y minus 20x y squared divided by 10xy. Okay, 50 divided by 10 is 5. X, the y's cancel out. Then we have negative 20 divided by 10 is negative 2. X's cancel out, and there's only one y left. So the width would be 5x minus 2y. You could also check that if you want by multiplying the width, which is the 5x minus 2y, multiplied by 10xy to see if you have the right answer. We'll do another area type question. Okay, let's try, say we have a triangle. The area is equal to 9x cubed y to the power 5 minus x cubed y squared, and we know that the base is equal to x squared y squared. So we know the area is equal to 1/2 base times height. And we don't have the height, so let's try to figure out for the height, right? So we got height is equal to question mark. Now, first what we want to do is we want to write down the formula, which I did, for the area of a triangle. And we want to rearrange it so h is going to be equal to the rest of the formula. Because we don't have h and we have everything else. So let's do that one at a time. So to get rid of the half on this side, we have to multiply both sides by 2. Because if we multiply this side, the half by 2, it turns into 1 because it'll be 2 over 2. And that's what we want, right? So that's going to be equal to 2a equals base times height. And we're trying to get height alone. And base is attached to height by a multiplication operation. So the way to get rid of it is divide it by b to cancel it out, which means we have to divide the other side by b. So 2a divided by b equals height. So, knowing that, let's plug it in. Height is equal to 2 times the area, which is 9x cubed y to the power 5 minus x cubed y squared divided by x squared y squared. Now, when we do, when we're trying to figure out bedmass for fraction type questions, it's important to know that although they don't show it, there's technically brackets around the numerator and brackets around the denominator. So it shows us that we should multiply this 2 with this polynomial first. So let's do that. So it's going to equal to 2 times 9x cubed y to the power 5 is going to be 18 x cubed y to the power 5, and then minus 2x cubed y squared. We have no variable here, so we don't have to worry about adding any other variables. Divided by x squared y squared. And let's just solve that. So we have, there's no coefficient, so the coefficients are going to stay the same. So we have 18, this is squared, so there's just one left. And then y to the power 5 minus squared, that's going to leave y cubed minus 2, it's going to be 1x left. And then no y's because they cancel out. So the height is going to be equal to 18x times y cubed minus 2x. Let's just do a more complicated question to make sure that you guys are ready for whatever you have to do. Okay. Now, how about 6x minus 12 over 3 minus 4 minus 8x over 2? Okay, well, now let's just simplify. So simplify. Now, what we want to do is we want to be able to work with these equations, but they have a different denominator, meaning that we have to do something to the denominators to first work with, to attach these fractions together and then simplify them. So we have to find a common denominator. Well, an easy one would be multiply the 3 times the 2 to get 6, which is going to be the common denominator. But to do that, we have to multiply 2 times 6x minus 12, and then multiply 3 times this side. So 3 multiplied by 4 minus 8x. And this is going to be all over 6, our new denominator. Okay, so we'll multiply that out. So 12x minus 24. Negative 3 times 4 is going to be negative 12. Negative times a negative is going to be plus 24x divided by 6. Hoping we have room. Well, as you can see, what we can do first is we simplify these values because we have numbers, we have 2 constants and 2 like terms in the form of the x variables. So we'll just write to the side here. So we have 12x plus 24x, that's going to be 36x, and then we have negative 24 minus 12, which is negative 36. Oops. And this is going to be divided by 6. Then we can simplify it, move it here. 36 divided by 6 is going to be 6x minus 6. Okay, well, I hope you guys understand. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'd be happy to help, and have a great day. Thank you.